Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Smith going to go to the air, first play. Steps away to, and a big loss here as he's taken down. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile.
Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted.
Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing, but to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver.
Marvin Mims.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos are on the board here first in the season opener.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of...
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
To throw is Nix.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing Nix.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix.
That's into the hands of Reynolds. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Nix looking to throw again.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here's Nix.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Josh Reynolds from 17 yards out.
And the Broncos lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Smith now to throw. Going right back to Smith and Jigba.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now Geno.
He completes this to Walker.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Smith. Dancing to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf. That'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing now is Geno.
Outright to Smith and Jigba.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
Was that the incorrect read or just more an error on the throw by the quarterback?
I lean more towards the latter because it seemed like he was open there. Just missed him on the throw.
And a tough one to miss because now you're dealing with a 4th down. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
Nix to the air.
He'll air this one out from Mims. And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by Devin Witherspoon.
And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Forced out to his left. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A shotgun snap for Smith. Being chased out left. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10.
Geno now to throw. Flush to his right. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. From the gun, here's Smith. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Well, I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now it's Nix. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. To throw, here's Nix. That's into the hands of McLaughlin. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Nix from the shotgun. Flushed out right. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Working out of the gun is Nix. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Josh Reynolds. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Broncos are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Throwing is Smith. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long. Now it's Smith. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, 53 yards. And the Seahawks get a bit closer. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. But now if they wanted to, they could move the ball up to the 1 and go for 2.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because normally the ball's at the 2 when you go for 2. But if they wanted now, enforce the penalty to the 1. But if they wanted to kick it, right, don't they just move it up?
Just move it up to the 10.
Right, move it up to the 10 if they still wanted to kick it.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Nix buying time to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And this one complete again to Mims. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Eluding the pressure right. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
To throw is Nix.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Irv Smith Jr., a 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Now Smith. He lets it fly for Lockett. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Second down and a yard. Throwing Nix.
Flush to his right.
Oh, a Cardinal sin there. Thrown back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ernest Jones. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 41.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball.
That is incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. The final shot here before break. Smith. Over the middle, complete. That's Walker. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Throwing to start the drive. Nix flushed out right. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sutton. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
First carry now for Jaleel McLaughlin.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Tackled that time by Derek Hall. 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Nix escaping the pressure right. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
This is caught. Touchdown.
Marvin Mims.
Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Here's Smith.
Smith and Jigba with a grab.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Smith. Steps away to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Out of the gun, Smith. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 41.
And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
This one swung out to Williams.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely.
There he goes, right side. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 52 yards.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first.
And my goodness, another interception. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
The give is to McLaughlin.
Fancy footwork at the 45. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? Here's Nix. Flush to his right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year, and part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Nix.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Seahawks force the turnover. And they'll take over at the 10.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
Back to throw, Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett.
Into space at the 45. And he will finally be escorted out of bounds down inside the 35.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now.
Smith now to throw. Dancing to his left. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Oh, they're changing this at the line.
Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And now here is another interception.
And the Broncos are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big pickup of 38. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
On the handoff, McLaughlin.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Nix to the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown, Broncos. Josh Reynolds with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns.
And the Broncos are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Lutz with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into Week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Throwing now is Geno. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, 45 yards.
And the Seahawks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Forced out to his left, and it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big...
It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 53 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
And that's caught inside the 30. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 27. Now Geno.
And he's got Smith and Jigba.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Smith. Being chased out left. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Uh-oh,
flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now it's Nix.
Short throw to Smith. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Broncos are going to have a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Back to the air with Nix.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Broncos, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks,